my name is Patrick. Thank you for clicking on my video. Today I'd like to talk to you about a quick review of my BMWs, both gray market import 635 CSIs, and what exactly it's like to own one, if that's what you're looking for. The red one over there I've had for about 2.5, 3 years, and this is my newly acquired 635 CSI in blue. 1986, no sunroof model. I had the car repainted. Check out my other videos about that. I have a couple videos on my channel of how the car used to look. So it used to be diamond Schwartz gray. Pretty interesting color. It's a pretty stark color. You know, pretty typical for German cars for the most part. But I mean, a pretty dramatic color change. You know, you could see the Calypso Red. Again, original BMW color, which was one of my top choices in terms of a color change. But this car, some of the major modifications on it. Obviously, I have it on air suspension if you're familiar with my other videos. But starting with the front here, I have upgraded these headlights to E24 5 Series headlights, which custom brackets had to be made in order to fit the headlights. But definitely a more interesting look. What I was looking for to do was not only get the projector beams, but also to have the headlights stick out and give the car a little bit more presence. Kind of give it the look a little bit of a E9 CSL coupe. Some of the modifications I've done very minimal in the interior. The interior, as I've noted before, is original to the car. So you're going to see a little bit of wear on the bowstring here. Pretty original there. I think I go over it at least once or twice a year with I believe it's called Lexol, the leather treatment. So change the steering wheel out to wood trim. Also match the shift knob in wood trim. So if you go down to the middle shift knob, you could see that I have my switches here for the air rides. I want to kind of keep it retro look. So I did a custom plate with my two gauges there, rear and front, and also rear and front with the buttons as well. So you just control it by going up and down like this. Obviously it doesn't work now because I have the key off, but so that's kind of what the interior looks like. So the dashboard is also in really nice condition. Like I said in the previous videos, I've kept the original bumpers because I really like how the Euro bumpers look on the car, especially with the Calypso Red really bringing out the chrome. It just looks phenomenal. Definitely one of my favorite styling cues of the E24 is the fact that you got these awesome chrome bumpers, and they're really nice. Really nice look to the car, opposed to the American ones. They stick out for for 5-mile-an-hour impact, DOT reasons in the 80s. So kind of ruined the look of most cars. But if you go with a gray market, obviously you get these awesome bumpers. So turning to the blue one here, this one is all stock. Judging by some of the bodywork, the car has been painted at some point, probably a few years back. I would like to say more than 15 years ago. So this one has been somebody's driver. This car is originally from Chicago, so it does have some rust, mainly around the wheel arches because it's been somebody's daily driver. So you'll see that all of the wheel arches have rust. But the good thing about it, and why I actually bought it, is the fact that there's no rust under the car. The car actually drives very well. Also, that it's a European model. So you got the nice European bumpers, kind of like the other one. Unfortunately, like looking at these, for example, you got to change out the trim. So needs new chrome trim, new impact strip, change out the grills because the grills are pretty beaten. So just kind of stuff like that. Looking at this car, the rust doesn't really scare me because it's mostly visual. So you would just have to change out the front fenders. They are glued, so it's not really too big of a deal when pulling these off because they're pretty much junk anyway. But when you replace the front fenders and you're pulling them off another car, they'll typically bend. So a few things like that. The rear quarter panels would have to be welded. You could pick up sheet metal from Germany. They sell aftermarket stuff like that, so it'd be pretty easy to pick up. But I mean, overall, it's not a bad car. So if you're looking for something like this, try to get one with as minimal rust as possible. So it's less work. But obviously, you don't want to get one with rotted floorboards and things like that because it's just very painful. But like body stuff that you could detach, like the fenders, not a big deal. But the rear obviously requires quite a bit of welding. So some of the differences between my red one and my blue one is pretty, with the interior, it's pretty much the same. you know, this one has the comfort seats opposed to my red one having the sport seats. So this doesn't have aggressive bolsters like the red one does. So I mean, interior color is pretty much the same. This one's got a few more cracks in the dashboard, to be expected with these cars. I felt pretty comfortable buying it because A, you know, I've already, you know, dealt with these cars for quite a bit, and B, the color is very interesting, and also it's a non-sunroof model, which doesn't make it super rare, but makes it more unique more than anything. So overall, very good car. So I'd like to take you for a ride in my red one and kind of talk to you about what exactly it's like to drive one, how they feel on the road, and more about the maintenance and things like that. So let's go for a ride. This is just one of those cars you could just kind of get in, soak up a bunch of miles, and just enjoy the drive. I mean, it's really one of the cars you could drive leisurely and quickly if you felt like it. But you know, for it being, you know, 32 years old now, I mean, it drives fine. It doesn't really feel, you know, too out of date, other than, you know, my steering slack, and you know, some of the acceleration probably feels a little, you know, a little out of date, whereas, you know, with cars now you get a whole lot of horsepower. But this one, I think it's rated about 218, so they say 218 horsepower, and I mean, it picks up pretty nicely. It has a pretty open flowing exhaust. The car is pretty much stock, other than just the exhaust and some of the visual modifications. But that's 60. But it's really just a classic cruiser is what it is. I mean, it's not something meant to go road racing. I mean, the E24s have a pretty big motorsport background, you know, before the E30 M3, so, you know, but I mean, this is really not the kind of car you want to be taking to the racetrack and really beating on. I mean, you could build it for that, but as for what it is, it's a really nice street car. So, really fun to drive. Nice car to have in your classic BMW collection, or just car collection in general, or just man cave garage. Something awesome. This is really, you know, an interesting car, and I like it. Many other people like it. People that see this car on the street like it. For the most part, you know, some people, you'll get some people that won't like the air suspension or think the wheels are too big. But I mean, then again, build your car the way you want it. Have fun with it. Get out there and start building stuff in your garage, and, you know, do something unique, do something different. That's kind of what I was going for with this car, to do something that something that people usually don't do, and something that's out of the ordinary. And when somebody sees it on the street, they appreciate it. So, you know, I mean, I love it. It's a great car. So if you're thinking about a 635 CSI, I highly encourage it. Let me know in the comments what you think about mine, some of the cars you would like to see me review, and just in general, what it is you like about the 635 CSIs, or if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe for more car stuff, and big thank you to my brother Oliver, who was recording.
Subscribe now.